Hello and welcome to the RotoWire Fantasy Soccer Podcast. I am Adam Zdroik, joined with Luis Pacheco. We're talking Wednesday's six-game Champions League slate at DraftKings. Before we get there, I have a special note for everyone who is listening. Are you looking for NFTs that are both fun and of actual utility? Try So Rare, the largest NFT-based fantasy game. You can collect, trade, and compete with officially licensed digital cards of soccer players from over 180 clubs on So Rare. That's SORARE.com. Luis, congratulations. Atletico made it out of the group stages. They beat Porto 3-1. How did your how did your Atletico stack do? You said you lost, so did you at least, make a
I
respectable showing?
it was good. The thing is, like, Suarez had 0 points.
Oh yeah. Okay, that probably did you in right there. Forgot about he had to leave with the injury early. That's right.
Radko got a red card, so I had the Paul and I had Griezmann, but it wasn't enough. I put my goalkeeper was the PSV goalkeeper, so he didn't have a good show either. So overall, hey, Atletico was ahead on the matches for like 20 minutes, and we passed. So hey, thanks to Liverpool, man. I mean, I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I
we,
yeah.
we said it yesterday. It was like just because Liverpool, I mean, I guess they still played Salah and Mane, but just because they're not playing all their number one guys, that they're just going to lay down and accept a loss here, and they end up winning. But
It's
uh,
amazing the different level the EPL has compared to the other leagues now. I
yeah,
mean, you're there. Maybe PSG is those guys who start playing more, I guess playing better. I mean, but it's just amazing. Like, seriously, any EPL team is seriously much, much better than anyone else. So.
hmm yeah. So Wednesday, it seems like there's I think there's something to play for in every match, I believe, because Group F and Group G are extremely tight. I guess the one team that doesn't have anything to play for, Bayern Munich, they're already first, but they're playing against Barcelona, who probably want a point from that match because Benfica are home against Dynamo Kiev. But everything has something. Unlike today, I don't know. There just wasn't as much to play for today. I guess in reality, it didn't really matter, just because the big favorites, they won. They scored 4 or 5 goals, and I guess that's what happens. The big favorites, they win big, and you just got to pick the right team.
Yeah, Sporting came with with an alternative team, and Besiktas just, they don't have enough, I guess. I was surprised how well Dortmund did and play all the players, considering that they just play Bayern. But I guess that makes sense. And does Manchester United needs a point, right? Like, I think they do
Yeah,
to get.
they have 10 points. Villarreal have 7. So technically, like Manchester United could lose, and Villarreal could win. And
Direct.
then Manchester United would finish second, possibly, but that's still that's still an extreme case. Like,
I think Villarreal, Manchester United, but Manchester United won the direct, right? I think I'm not sure anymore. I mean, now there's no. It used to be direct and away goals, but I know away goals is no longer allowed.
I
So I
do know Manchester United actually. Manchester United Manchester United beat Real both games actually. So
they
there
should
you go.
be. And Barca. That's the reason, like, why Benfica winning is goes through, because if Barcelona doesn't win, because if they tie, Benfica has the direct.
Right.
I think. Yeah, I don't know anymore. I mean, I just know that it's like, Benfica has, with a win, is almost in. Dinamo Kiev have nothing to play for. They have to travel to Portugal. So Benfica reasonably priced. You will see a lot of stacks with them. A little bit scary because they're not a big fantasy scoring team. They don't need much. If you get the goal that they needed early on, they might just pass the ball around.
hmm
So that's one thing. Bayern's not playing for anything, but they still play Lewandowski and Müller. So Bayern's still like a machine, and I don't know, like if you believe in narrative, which sometimes I do. It's like they are kind of mad that Messi won the Ballon d'Or and now Lewandowski. So they might want to put another 7 goals in Barcelona. I don't know.
Well, the other thing with that is Sebastian Haller. I think he now has 10 Champions League goals, and Lewandowski has 9. So you got to think that Lewandowski, he wants at least one more goal going into knockout rounds here.
That's true too. So yeah, and then the other matches. I mean, I feel that Atalanta, Villarreal. Atalanta needs to attack. They need to win. But the prices are not as good as Benfica, so it's just hard going there. It's still hard going anywhere but Benfica or Manchester United. In my case, I like. I mean, Sevilla a little bit favored against Salzburg, but that's away from home, and there's not much fantasy points there. Sevilla is complicated to see who's going to score. Same with Wolfsburg and Lille. So I feel the options are kind of limited. Like a lot of Benfica guys, the Manchester United, the three-headed dragon of Ronaldo, Bruno, and Telles. I'm trying to find some. So I feel like ownership is going to be concentrated in those two teams, like Benfica, Manchester United, and you're going to have some leverage elsewhere. So we'll see what happens. There's not much value though. I was looking up there. I don't see many players under 4,000 that are worth playing. So it's gonna be.
Yeah, yeah, a bit different from just today's slate. I mean, I guess we got all those guys from Sporting Lisbon just because they're putting in a ton of backups in this game. I grabbed Nuno Santos. I think he had a goal and 15 or so
Oh, and
points,
the
but
other
he was
guy was
like 3,000. Like those guys were just sitting around here. But just because there's not going to be a ton of backups playing in these matchups, it's just going to be a different slate overall, just because of less rotation for these teams because the majority of them have something to play for.
yeah, that's correct. So yeah, so I think I was looking if Manchester United has anything to play. I mean, Ronaldo maybe won some goals, but I'm not sure if they're going to start. I mean, I want to start Ronaldo. I mean, why? But maybe they do.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ragnick actually said today. So like Dean Henderson starting, Van de Beek's going to start, Matic is going to start. I think he mentioned those 3 guys, but he didn't say anything else. So like we could see, I don't know, like a Jesse Lingard in, but he just didn't mention his entire starting 11. He mentioned some guys, maybe the goalkeeper and a couple defensive midfielders. So he's at least thinking rotation. We're just not sure how many players he's going to rotate.
I mean, if we see Juan Mata in there, that's a heavy rotation. I don't think he has played a minute this season. I haven't seen it in the field, so
Oh, Juan Mata, 4,600. He's 500 more than Van de Beek here. I don't know
expensive.
about that.
It's not cheap. So yeah, I didn't see many cheap guys even on the let's just play the B teams or things like that. So like so it's just a matter of like do you wanna the forwards is do you wanna play Lewandowski or Ronaldo? It's up to you. As you mentioned, maybe Lewandowski wants the goal. He never sits. Barcelona needs the win, so I won't go there. So I feel that he's going to be lower on the usual. Um, I feel it's hard not to play the Benfica guys like Jarenchuk, probably the cheapest guy on the of the forwards that are playable. And same with Darwin and Rafa. I mean, I don't know who is going to play for Benfica, but that's the expected 11, right? Jarenchuk up front with Darwin Nunez and Rafa and the wings, right? Kind of like the
Hmm.
uh, I don't know, can midfielder like in the 5-3-2 they play, 3-2-1 or whatever.
Yeah, just for the just previous matchups here. So that Benfica, they are the biggest favorite on this slate, and they have pretty much the same implied goal total as Manchester United and Bayern Munich. But that previous matchup finished scoreless.
Yeah.
If you take into account previous matchups here. The Wolfsburg Lille one that was also scoreless. The interesting one, so
Yeah.
Atalanta and Villarreal, I think that first matchup was 2-2, but I think just because of both of these teams, well, I guess technically Villarreal, they could be playing for a draw,
Yeah.
but like if Atalanta score first, like there's a chance that that match is a little more back and forth than what we actually think. Although it does have the second highest total here for overall total behind the Bayern Munich match. So I
No,
mean,
I
like,
like. Yeah, no, I'm
yeah,
with you. I think that
mhm,
I think Atalanta, no matter what, they're gonna score. Their team.
right.
They score. The problem you have is that you gotta pay 10,000 for Zapata. Gotta pay
You're basically got to pick the Atalanta guys over the Bayern Munich and Manchester United guys. That's the problem.
that is the point I have with Atalanta. I mean, I like them. I wish it were a different price, but when you have, I mean, I don't know if you have the odds there, but probably Yarinchuk is as high as Zapata and it's almost 4,000 less, maybe more.
Yeah, they're about the same. Yeah, you got Lewandowski, Ronaldo up there, and then
Yeah,
Chuk, Darwin Nunez, Zapata, even Bruno Fernandez is up there. But
yeah, you
yeah,
see.
so
Yeah, you see Zapata, let's say, Bruno and Ronaldo and Bayern Munich is a different animal, right? But Atalanta against Villarreal compared to Benfica, they're kind of similar, but the difference is Zapata is 10,500 and Yarchuk is 5,900. So that's a big difference for guys that just score goals. I mean, you don't like
mhm.
Bruno have peripherals and Ronaldo just shoots for fun, but like it's hard with the prices that Benfica have not to go with those guys. So
So
unless you
looking at those odds, do you think like Yaremchuk at 5,900, like he's going to be popular in cash games just because he's the third best odds on the slate to score, and he's so cheap, and you can just put him with one of the more expensive guys.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I will feel that for cash. I mean, maybe for cash you want some more peripherals with Rafa and Darwin Nunez give you, but you know, I mean, I see no problem playing Yarenchuk, especially at that price. Like it's just hard to find. You have a guy that have like even odds to score for 6,000. I mean, it's just almost like value, right? So
Yeah, I mean, if you just comparing him to, all the players around him, like you got Burak Yilmaz for Lille. I mean, he's away to Wolfsburg. I mean, a lot of these other things depend on who starts, like Paco Alcácer for Villarreal, Munir El Haddadi for Sevilla is down there. I mean, it's just guys that don't have as good of goal scoring odds and don't even have floors. So there's not really, yeah.
it's hard not to play those guys in cash or GPP. And I mean, unless you want to go Ronaldo and Lewandowski up front, and then find some value of midfielder. It's a matter of how much Benfica are you willing to put in your lineup because, as you mentioned, they was scoreless the match in the away. Not the same situation like Soviet teams or ex-Soviet teams don't travel well to Western Europe in
Mhm.
general, and especially a team that had nothing to play for. So I don't even know what kind of lineup Kiev is going to bring tomorrow. But if you see a lot of, random guys or guys that haven't played much, I mean, it's just hard not to play Benfica, knowing that they are in with a win. So
Yeah, the dumb thing I think with these this pricing here is even the young boys forward
are
uh
expensive.
yeah, like 5,200 for Sibachu, nicknamed PFAC. I believe he's the American. Like he has a couple goals. He scored in the first match, but like he's 5,200. Like you'd think he'd be in the 4K range just to, make
United.
sense to actually put him in your lineup. Like it just didn't really make sense even.
Yeah. Like Sancho is 8,000, Dembele 8,000, Ocampos 8,000. So it's just hard when the biggest favorite is late is the cheapest forward. So you know, as I say, obviously it's hard to. I mean, people is gonna get you're gonna get leverage of Lewandowski and Ronaldo, but those guys make you line up pretty enticing, right? So
Yeah, so I
especially
mean,
because I don't see much value. I mean, honest to you, it's like a midfield. I mean, unless I circle Fred as a value play just because he's
uh-oh.
good, but Fred is what, like 4,000. So I don't see anything else down there. So that's where I'm going down. So
I guess
I
he may not even start because, like I said, Matic. It depends kind of where Donny van de Beek actually plays because he's played on the wing before, but he could
yeah,
be, a defensive midfielder, and that would push Fred out of the lineup. So,
yeah. So if you play Ronaldo Lewandowski, then you have 22,000, 25,000 there of forward. I mean, just going to be hard. I mean, midfielders seems tough. But then you might want to play the defenders, right? Like the Benfica defenders will be good. That you have Telles and you have. I mean, if you want any value, probably you're gonna have to use one of the little fullbacks. They're still 4,000, so
hmm
it's hard to not playing the Benfica guys just because they're cheap. So
yeah. So at forward, would you consider just like, would you go with Lewandowski and Ronaldo, or even just do two different teams, or would you consider like today, like we had the stack with Dortmund and stack with Ajax, like would you do Lewandowski and Mueller or Lewandowski Coman, whoever starts on the wing there with him, and then Ronaldo, Rashford, Ronaldo, I guess Bruno also. Would you take that stacking route and forward, or would you consider, mixing the teams up there?
uh, I mean, if for cash is hard not to play the two Benfica guys at forward. Even get just pass on Lewandowski. I can see playing out one of Ronaldo or Lewandowski. I mean, I know it's Bayern Munich, but they don't have nothing to play. Barcelona needs to win, so that's. I mean, not that it's an excuse because Bayern Munich doesn't care about your feelings, but it's a matter of yeah, it is what it is. So it's a matter of like, well, I mean, at least Ronaldo has a supposedly easier matchup. Young boys cannot reach anything. I don't. Well, maybe they can reach Atalanta if they lose, but that's not easy to do. And Bayern Munich, Manchester United is a team that doesn't concede many goals. So I don't know. I feel that. I mean, if Ronaldo's been playing everything, so if he's gonna play more than 60 minutes, I just feel is risky.
hmm
Uh, Everything is risky, right? But I rather rather play the Benfica guys and just play either two wingers or Yarinchuk and Rafa or something like that, and you know hope for the
Darwin
best.
there, yeah.
That's the best is try it for cash. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just that how much should we put into that first matchup between Dynamo? I don't know. It just kind of scares me a little bit that it was scoreless. But I mean, like you said, it is a Dynamo. They're traveling to Portugal, so it is going to be not
I'm
really
not.
the same. So yeah, Benfica, they took 3 corners in that first match. They had 12 shots, 16 crosses. So it's not like they had great numbers, but maybe we shouldn't put too much into that.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I'm with you. I mean, Benfica hasn't been a productive fantasy team, but they need the win, and somebody have to score a goal. I mean, hopefully you get the peripherals you need. I mean, it's just also it's tough because Benfica have to play against Bayern Munich twice, and Barcelona. Their teams they're keep the fantasy scoring down.
hmm
I mean, Kiev will be a different animal. So I mean, obviously we've been in these situations. So Juventus play Ferencváros or you know whoever plays. Real Madrid plays the Tiraspol, but there was a lot of points there. So I don't know. I feel that with those salaries and considering like the different prices of the players on the slate, I mean, it's just hard not to play the Benfica forwards.
So if you play the Benfica forwards, get into midfield here, would you spend up on Bruno at 10.2 or Malinowski at 9.5?
Uh, I think Malinowski is better than Bruno. I mean, I like Bruno better. I hope he doesn't start. If Van de Beek gonna start, I feel Bruno Fernandes shouldn't start. But I'm not Ragniv, so I mean, maybe Ragniv is the guy that's gonna resurrect Van de Beek. I just don't see it. Like they play very similar positions, and so. But anyhow, if they both play, again, we're talking about like does Bruno goes 90, or whereas Malinowski that Atalanta needs to win, and he's not as secure to go 90, but he's a guy that is gonna have to deliver. Atalanta needs a victory, so they score good fantasy points. So I think Malinowski, especially for the price, will be a good player to have. Obviously, the other spot, I mean, I know is this is boring, but a midfielder is not much to think about. I mean, you had Joao Mario, which is a little bit pricey, but he has set pieces, so you had Joao
Yeah, I
Mario.
looked at 4,900. Like it's like given the matchup, it's not the worst
No,
thing in the world.
yeah, it's not a bad. So you have one spot for him, and then you have, I like Malinowski or Bruno for sure, as expensive guys. Um, Let me see
I
what
guess
else.
what about like
Expensive.
if you didn't want to spend up on one of those higher guys there, what about Parejo at 6,900? It seems kind of high, but like Villarreal, they got to push, and it's not like Atalanta are that good defensively. So like I think the numbers will be there.
Yeah, I think so too. No, I think Parejo at that price is fair. The way I'm thinking about doing my lineup, I hope not to get in trouble on this, is that I want to put Telles, Grimaldo, and probably the other wing back of Benfica, which I think is going to be Gilberto or Diogo Gonçalves, one of the other in the three spots in defense. I'm going to put two Benfica forwards, Joao Mario, and the other guy is going to be some dude that is going to help. It's going to the best that money can afford. So
Yeah, just looking at Parejo here, like I don't know if he's that much worse than those more expensive guys. Just, I mean, he's not a GPP play because he doesn't really have a ton of upside. But if you're just looking at Villarreal's last two matches in league play, it was against Sevilla and Barcelona. He hit a floor of 10 points in each of those, and now Atalanta, he's almost guaranteed to go 90. So like if you don't want to spend the 10,000, the 9,500 on those other guys, like Parejo seems like the a pretty good option for cash games.
yeah, agree. No, I totally agree. I think those are good. Let's see if Benfica play any of the different guys, Everton, Pizzi, any of those guys. I don't think they're gonna happen. I think the lineup you have in there in RotoWire is gonna be the lineup. But so yeah, I mean everything else. Like I mean, they're like you can think about Rakitic, but it's expensive to risk it on him. Sevilla needs to win. But it's still 6,000 for Rakitic, right? 6,300, something like that.
Yeah, he hasn't gone a full 90 in like his last four starts. So that's I think he's gone a full 90 once this season. So that's another thing to look at.
Yeah, there's not much good after that. It depends of if Bayern Munich is gonna not play Bruno, maybe someone else that you can use a midfielder. Everybody else seems a little like it's Papu Gomez on 5,000, but again, like we always hesitant to play Sevilla these days. Just you don't know how many minutes you get. You don't know who is gonna produce. And I just can't risk it. I mean, I feel that to pay 5,000 for one of those guys, rather you know maybe even play, I don't know, like Weigl or Fred. I like Fred if he starts because he's been great for Manchester United, but he's not going to start. So maybe go Van de Beek, something like that. I would understand that if you can get like a three good defenders. So
Yeah, I mean something with that with Van de Beek, like I wouldn't start him as a. I mean, I guess he's 4,100, so maybe I'd consider starting him as a defensive midfielder. But like if he's a winger, he'll be looked at a little bit more.
yeah,
Just because like you're getting a Manchester United favored winger at 4,100, he'll probably be pretty popular if that's the case.
yeah. If you are into revenge games, you believe that Matt Roca is going to take set pieces? Well,
Mm.
if 3,100 ex Espanol, he will definitely love to stick it to
Is he
the.
taking set pieces?
I mean, it was Mueller last match, but I haven't seen Matt Roca playing in a long time. So
Yeah, he doesn't. He certainly play.
I mean, it was Mueller. Like we didn't talk about Mueller. That's one guy that you can put in there. I
I
mean,
like
I
how
don't.
you have the Mark Roca revenge match just because he played for Espanyol, who are a rival to Barcelona. That's
Yeah,
like
he needs.
another level of revenge, I think.
But Maroka is that either he mostly goes negative, but hey,
Yeah. Yeah, he took I'm looking at his numbers here. He took so he was starting he through his last two seasons at Espanyol, he started 70 matches, but he only took 21 corners. So I wouldn't bank on those set pieces there.
he's on in Bayern Munich. I seen him taking some with Bayern Munich. I mean, it's just he doesn't play much to do the.
If you
Uh,
want the two set pieces, go Mark Roca for the extra level revenge factor as well.
that's right. If you hate Barcelona and if you're allergic to money, probably too. I don't know. It feels like I might rather play one of. I mean, I this is so boring, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that again. I would probably play the tier four where the midfielder eligible on a midfielder spot for Benfica. So rather than playing those guys, but I like Parejo. I've seen Parejo, Bruno, or Malinowski are great plays. Um, if you had the salary, which you probably could, um, and I
I
think
don't know. Does
Malinowski.
anyone else in the sub 4,000 range stand out here? Like you got some Dynamo guys, but I don't know how much you want to put into Dynamo here. Well, I don't know, like Saigonov and Saigonkov or whatever you want to call them, but there's a few of those guys down here to pay now.
Yeah. I mean, is Gavi which is play more of a winger. If you
He
really
he might not
Barcelona,
even start. He just oh yeah, he had a concussion. It's surprising that he's actually available, but okay.
soccer.
Yeah, I
Okay,
guess.
they don't care. It's amazing how little respect soccer gives to concussion, which is sad. Uh, but yeah,
I'd
no,
probably consider some of the if it was a different matchup, I'd consider some of these little guys just like Benjamin Andre. I don't know. It just depends who starts. At Kone's, he's probably going to start. He might start in a more forward role depending on what the lineups look like. I mean, he scored at Sevilla last match, so he's 3,300. Like it's reasonable to consider him. It's just like you'd be backing a Lille player in a game that might not have any goals at Wolfsburg. So
yeah, I like Luke Bacchio if he starts. I think he's like 3.5. So one guy to put in, but it's you know, I mean, if you end up at that range, that means you are gambling with big forwards, so which is fine, I guess. Um, so yeah, and it's like a wasteland of players. So I mean, roll the dice and get lucky. You get Nuno Santos today, and score the
yeah.
goals. Or the other guy was awesome too, which is I forgot his name, Barata, something like that. I forgot, but
Oh yeah, for Sporting Lisbon, yeah, they had a. I mean, they lost 4-1, but they had some chances there.
yeah, it was good. All right,
Yeah,
so
defender. That's enough in midfield.
I got nothing else to say in midfield. I
No.
I like the defenders. They're decent. I like the three highest ones.
Do
Like
you find yourself having enough money to pay up for one or two defenders here?
yeah, I think so because I'm going. I'm
Because you're
going
going
Benfica.
Benfica? Okay.
So I like definitely Telles. I guess he's gonna start, especially if Bruno might not. He might have monopoly at set pieces. So Telles is not a bad play. A little bit pricey, so might maybe a little bit hesitant, but I definitely like Grimaldo and Agustinson. If Agustinson is going to start, I think Acuna is out.
Yep,
So
he is.
yeah, so those two are great. I like everything else. I mean, there is the Atalanta guy, Zapacosta is decent too. So maybe the strategy is getting away from Telles and play other guys and hoping that Telles doesn't kill you.
Yeah,
Uh,
tell us, I guess, like you said, if Bruno doesn't start, I guess that's another thing. But I guess you also have to consider Sancho because Sancho's been taking set pieces too. Because it's not like Tellus has been taking a ton
yeah,
of corners that like his floor is 10+ points every match. Like he hasn't been like that good to be 6.7K, but then you throw in young boys, so there's always the possibility that his floor hits 15 points, but it just really hasn't shown up in recent matches. So I
yeah,
wouldn't say that's a guarantee there, especially when like he's 6,700 and you can get Grimaldo 5,800, Augustinson 5,700. So
yeah. You might be right. I think that's the play. Like Fay Tellers in and go with the other guys. So you have a little bit more money for a better midfielder, so or a better forward. So I like that. I like. I was thinking about playing Telles, Grimaldo, and Gilberto, but in this case, I can play Grimaldo, Agustinson, and maybe Gilberto. Those are. I will feel good about it, and I will have some savings, like around 1,000 to use somewhere else. So that's not a bad play, I think. Don't mind. I don't think. I mean, I will pass Jordi Alba just because I like Zapacosta better. I think Zapacosta is a good matchup. So
yeah, I mean you don't want a fullback at Bayern Munich either.
yeah, yeah, you don't want those guys. I don't know who's gonna play fullback at Bayern. I mean, I guess it's gonna be Alfonso Davies and Pavard, but I am not sure.
Zapacosta Zapacosta had 12 floor points in the first game against Villarreal. 4 shots, 5 crosses. So it's
You were
possible.
not. It's a good play. I like Zapacosta too, a lot. Mael is not bad too either. Montiel is doing well too. So it just, I guess if you can, I mean, it's just that range. I think the lowest you can go is Gilberto, which is 4.6, not that low.
I think Reinildo is fine. He's 4,100.
Oh yeah, I like that. And Selig, those are not bad. You're right. I mean, always the little guys.
Those guys are always in that same range, and it's almost like you're just always like, well, these guys they're not going to have 20-point matches, but they could get 8, and I'd be fine with that.
Run a high with 8, and use the money picking the less worst goalkeeper in the slate if I can. I didn't do. I did. I probably picked the worst goalkeeper today again. So
I was I had the right goalkeeper in Porto, and then it was not. It ended up not being the right goalkeeper.
yeah, Oblak was probably the best, I guess, today. I'm not sure.
No, he allowed that late goal.
I forgot they're gonna pick it at the end, so it gotta be
Yeah.
their- probably Dortmund guy, I guess. Yeah.
No, it was probably Courtois because Kobel didn't make any saves. I know. I didn't actually see what Courtois' stat line is, or even whoever's goalkeeper for Shakhtar. They also won. Or no, actually they let up a goal late too. So I guess it
Yeah.
probably was Courtois.
Tiraspol scores every match. Is you, man. That's amazing. And anyhow, but yeah, you're right. I forgot. So the little guy is probably the cheapest you can go, and then all the way to Teller. So it's that range. Uh, um, I think Araujo is a little bit hard to pay. I mean, to play against, you say Barcelona against Bayern, and he might be even like the third center back. So what do you have? Do you have Araujo there? Do you have Serginho Des? I will gamble dollars against pennies is going to be Araujo, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Dest started over the weekend, so maybe he's not going to go back to back. So
it could be. But I mean, Serginho Dest, how much is he? Like around 4,000, I guess. I don't have any.
mm, 5,000.
Wow, well, forget about it. So yeah, no.
No,
Because Araujo is 3.7 because he usually center back. Hey,
I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess unless you want to look at, I don't know, Dynamo, Kiev, or Young Boys, but like
Adam,
uh,
you're the center back whisperer. Any of the Benfica guys going to score this time?
I'm the center back whisperer. I've gotten that name for
Junior or I
touting
forgot.
some random goals here.
You got it right once. You are the whisperer, man. No,
Yeah, let's go with Sven Botman for Lille. Is he projected to start? Yeah, he's projected to start 2,500. Seems like a given goal in the lowest scoring match. He's had a couple shots in previous starts. There we go.
yeah, I like Bertongen or Otamendi if it's. I mean, this is what you end up there. I don't know because there's good defenders, but if for GPP people gonna get crazy. It feels that if Porto can score, they start getting set pieces stuff in the box. Maybe Otamendi is the right play to have. I mean, this is completely not financial advice. So just
I don't think we had a center back goal today. I didn't see anyone. Wait, wait, did Tamori? Okay, never
probably
mind. I take that back.
yeah. Tomori got one today.
I think he was the only one. Yeah, he got that off of a rebound. All right, so we had one center back goal, and there's going to be five Wednesday. So
I don't know. Probably Otamendi is pretty high on the scoring odds. It's just a money grabber for the gambling for the
I
bookies.
don't know.
But
I mean, if Maguire starts 3,200, I feel like he's been like 4,000 on these Premier League slates, and now he's going against young boys. Like, if they get set pieces, like he's going to go in the box. So, I mean, if for some reason you want to play center back, he's there for the taking.
I like that. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. So in that case, I feel that for cash, a lot of Benfica win backs, Benfica, Sevilla, Telles. For GPP, I mean, play Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and figured out how could you get cheap midfielders, and maybe one center back. Then like for example, Otamendi or Vertonghen, those the guys at 3,000. I mean, they might not give you many points, but if they get a clean sheet and no yellow cards, which is a big if, you get a 3 4 point guy with some upside. But
Yeah, I think
I'd
for
rather.
GPP, just in general, like we saw today, like you just got to get at least one team where you have, a couple of their forwards who are going to get goals because there's going to be one of these matches that has, or maybe multiple matches that has 3+ goals scored.
Yeah,
And like if you have one of them, that maybe that's not going to be enough. Like people like the winning lineup probably today had Malin and Marco Royce in there, and like those guys combined for 50 points. Unfortunately, like it didn't work with Ajax because I think Haller had that early goal and then didn't do anything else. So RIP to my lineups, but that's pretty much how you win on these UCLA slates, especially just when I
yeah,
mean, I guess like this could be a game like we could see Bayern Munich, winning 5-0, like Barcelona losing their cool, but you could say, okay, Xavi's in there. They're going to be, they're going to play better and they're going to allow fewer goals, but you never know. Like you don't
yeah.
know what's going to happen. Sure, Xavi's there, but they could also get destroyed again. Like
Yeah,
it's not out of question.
Barcelona is still a team with a lot of problems. So not because Xavi just come in. So I feel that. I mean, I'm with you. Like it's a can Lewandowski have a hat trick? For sure, but you have to pay for it, and you hope that you have the other pieces right as well. You know, today you could do either Dortmund or Ajax, because you can play cheap guys elsewhere. Like the Sporting Lisbon guys were cheap. The Shakhtar Donetsk guys were cheap. So, but now I mean we just go to midfielders. Nobody like playable under I will say under Renato or anything of those guys, which are 4,000, 4,500, and the defenders is just 4,000 is the minimum. So there's not many
There's no
cheap
like
guys.
upside 3,000, 4,000 guys basically.
Yeah, forward is actually the worst one, because the cheapest ones are the biggest favorites. So I mean, I don't know how much is Adeyemi or the Salzburg guy. I didn't look at it, but I'm sure they're
He's
not
7,800.
cheaper. I mean, I remember rolling and saying, well, how is this possible? So just take the algorithm when it gives you good prices, and being Benfica against 4 matches against Barcelona and Bayern Munich. I'm gonna go with them, and if it doesn't work out, well, I mean, I just feel that the slate is gonna be so concentrated the ownership on those players we just talked about, that you're gonna win it on the goalkeeper.
So yeah, for goalkeeper, it seems like you're on Benfica, and you may have enough money for Vlachodimos.
Yeah, if
So
you do,
you think he's the way to go though, just in general, compared to I guess Dean Henderson, he's going to start, so he's 5,700. You get $100 rebate there, but Neuer 56, Musso 55. You
yeah,
think Vlachodimos right there?
I like, for safety, yeah, Black definitely. I feel that Henderson is fine, but if Manchester United is gonna have the B team, Young Boys has been surprisingly a good attacking team. They score goals sometimes, so
Yeah, I mean they were winning. They were winning at some point. I think in the first meeting against Manchester United, then I believe they came back, if I remember that correctly. So
after 45 minutes or something like that, I remember. But and then Barcelona needs to win, so going with Neuer feels a little bit risky. Atalanta and Villarreal. I mean, I think Atalanta is going to score goals, but I also think they're going to concede. I like the other side. I like Rulli or Asenjo. I guess it's going to be Rulli, because he's going to see shots, and I think he's cheap. Not, I'm not sure how cheap he is, but
4,000.
yeah, I mean it's not that bad. But someone I wouldn't mind. Wouldn't mind the. I mean, if you don't have any money, I mean, the Kiev goalkeeper is going to see shots.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to for Bushchan at 3,600. Like we've been kind of saying, like even though Benfica are your cash play, like it's not a given that Benfica are going to go off and score 4 goals. Like the first match between them was scoreless, so it's not guaranteed that Dynamo are going to allow multiple goals here. So that's like if you don't have any money, like it makes sense just to go all the way down, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so too. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I won't.
All
I mean,
right, so
that's it.
so who just going head to head here? Lewandowski or Ronaldo? Pick one.
Lewandowski.
All right, Lewandowski, Zapata.
Lewandowski. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, we haven't even mentioned Depay here, and he's been the guy in recent slates. Is there any? I guess just in terms of GPP, like that's probably the move. Just Depay 9,700. Like, how many people do you think are going to use Depay in GPPs? Just based off recent results in Champions League and just the matchup, you got to think he's going to be sub 10%, maybe even sub 5%. Like I don't know. I wouldn't think he'd be very popular.
I don't know. I think that for GPP, I feel, and this is a feeling. You go with the other Manchester forwards. If Rashford or Greenwood stars, those are decent play for GPPs. I think Ocampos or Rafa Mir are decent plays for GPP.
So you're
Um,
not you're not on this strategy of going against like Bayern Munich backups and hoping for Depay brace, that kind of thing?
I just, I mean, as much as I mean, I just don't know how much. I mean, just the pie seems scary. I mean, I'm not sure that Bayern
I
is
mean,
gonna.
look at it. Bayern could start this young 19-year-old Nianzu at center back. They could
Yeah.
start the Espanyol legend Mark Roca in central midfield. Like it's not like Goretzka's out of there. Like this is a different lineup. So I don't know. Like I think there's a possibility that at least Barcelona gets something out of this match. So I don't know. I'm kind of selling myself on it, but I'm not selling you on it. So maybe it's a bad idea overall. But
I I like. I think Barcelona might pull it out. Might qualify for doing so. They need to win. I just I mean like I wish he was a little bit cheaper though. I mean if he was uh, thousand like in the 8,700, I will definitely gamble with that. But
hey, to
I
win,
don't
you
know.
got to pay the big bucks. That's how it's done. You got to pay big.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Like I feel like yeah, we'll see. I mean, it just feels that I can go here if I want to gamble for a goal, or I mean, is Barcelona going to dominate peripherals against Bayern? It's possible.
Mark
I just
Roca.
yeah, there's Maroca there. There's Maroca conceding penalties, right? But let me see. How much was the pie against Bayern
90.
Munich?
Oh, that first game,
Uh,
he was 9,900 in the first matchup.
how many points he got? Let me see.
6.2.
Oh, you got it there. Yeah. So there you go. I mean,
Very exciting.
I don't know. I feel that hey, maybe Greenwood doesn't play much anymore now. Sancho's there. Give it a chance. He's cheap enough. It's just hard. It's hard when you're scrolling down and you see, well, I have to pay this amount of money for this guy, and there's Yarinchuk at 5,900. So it feels like I just tried to get cute here and hopefully it works. I mean, if I think that the leverage is to play Lewandowski and Ronaldo and figure out the other guys, because those two guys can have a hat trick. Those guys are competitors. They take
Right.
everything. Right. They can give you 60 points, and then hopefully everything else works out for you. And whereas Benfica, maybe just one guy gets a goal, so you get a guy with 15 points and two guys with 8 points, so that's not going to pay the bill. So
No, it is not. All right, I think that's all we got for Wednesday's 6-game slate. Unless Luis, you have any other notes on Roca? Any more revenge games we got to talk about or anything?
any more revenge games? Let me think about it. There's no more. I mean, right? It's like
No, I don't think so.
nothing else. It's just yeah, nothing
There,
else.
there's probably your kind of revenge game of former teams rivalry, that kind of thing. That's someone probably has that somewhere in this slate, but we'll just call out Roca for he'll be the one for this one. But
Yeah, there's no more. I mean, there's just I'll be all play for Napoli, but Napoli is not the rival of Atalanta. So
yeah. All right. If you have any questions for us, find us on Twitter. I am at Zdroik. Luis is at Pacheco. You can also find us in the RotoWire Discord. You can go to that, rotowire.com/chat. And to be able to do that, you can get a free 10-day trial, rotowire.com/soccer trial. No credit card required. Thank you to So Rare for sponsoring all of these Champions League shows. That's it for group stages. Make sure to like, subscribe wherever you listen, review 5 stars, all of that. Luis, thank you for this run here of group stages. We started out with Andrew Laird. I called myself Andrew Laird in one of the early shows, and now Adam's Zdroik's here leading leading the charge, but we'll be back. What is it, January, February for the next round? Something like
Yeah.
that. So Luis, thanks again, and we'll see you in a month or two then.
All right, man. Take it easy. Enjoy your winter.
I'll try.